Okay guys, welcome back to another episode with us Review Bros. Today we're going to be reviewing a pre-workout. A lot of people know this one, it's very well known in the pre-workout industry, and that goes by the name Immortal by Rage Nutrition. Stay tuned.
Alright guys, so moving on to taste, it comes in 3 different flavours. So we've got blackberry lemonade, which we'll be trying out and letting you know how that is. Also comes in Ragesicle, which what would you say that's like flavour?
Not a clue.
Popsicle maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
And Candy Fusion, which is probably like a candy floss-esque taste.
Candy cotton.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
On those lines.
So it's 1 scoop a pop, but you can do half serves on this one, but we're going to be running on the full serve, as you know we always do.
We'll delve into the price and how it all works out, obviously in the price section as always. I've got to be honest and say immediately that the contents don't smell the nicest. They don't, do they? Let's be honest. We've taken this a good few times, so we're just going to run through it again anyway, just for the camera. Yeah. Just for you guys, and you can see it.
It tastes a bit nicer than it smells. Yeah. Which is a plus side, I suppose. But we've said it many times, taste and smell, we don't care about, do we? It's the effects. Exactly. But we're just going to be honest and let you know, based on what we've tried over the years, where it comes.
I think the nearest thing it tastes to is lemon.
Yeah. It's got like a little bit of a chalky consistency to it, hasn't it? It's quite a thick.
Yeah, it mixes in nicely though, I must say.
Yeah, you don't get any massive clumps swirling around.
It's doable. But it is doable.
It's not, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's nice tasting, like you're not,
No.
I would go a bit below average if I'm being hand on heart honest.
Yeah, I'd say a 2 out of 5 for myself.
Yeah.
On taste.
I would agree. But obviously, anything over like a 1 out of 5 is going to be doable. So it's not like, oh, I can't buy this pre-workout now because it doesn't taste nice. It's not that level of.
You do need to remember that taste is definitely the least important. Even less important perhaps than price, I'd argue. And obviously effects will always come out on the top.
Yeah, 100%.
So we're just going to get this down. We're going to go hit some shoulders today. And then we're going to obviously come back as always and let you guys know how it felt, how it went. I'm going to run through the ingredients as per. Some exciting ingredients in this one, so stay tuned for that section. You know, it's one of those no expense spared sort of products. Yeah. And I will just say actually a big thank you to the Nick, the CEO of Rage Nutrition. Seems like a really down to earth guy who's even said to us that taste isn't its strong point, and he has said that potentially down the line he'll go to another manufacturer that sort of masks the stimulants a bit better in terms of flavour. And it's because of all those stimulants that it perhaps doesn't taste the best. Yeah.
But I would rather get more stim and sacrifice a bit of taste than it be not powerful and a crappy pre-workout but tastes lovely, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree. But that pretty much covers the price, so not awful by any means, but not a really nice one. What did I say?
The price.
Taste.
All right, 2 out of 5 on that. We're going to move into the price of the product. It's mainly sold in the USA. I'm not too sure how you go about getting it over here. I'm guessing they do shipping and whatnot. Just do some research and you'll sort of get to the bottom of that one. It is currently on sale on the website. Now, I don't know if that ever comes off sale or I don't really know. But the price that's come up is more reasonable, I'd argue, which is currently $43, reduced from $64, something crazy like that. It's one of the highest pre-workouts price we've seen.
It's premium like Assassin, isn't it?
Yeah.
With all the stim.
Yeah, you could definitely argue that. You could definitely. So $43 translates to £33.35 to be precise, which we're obviously going to be basing it on a full serving. So you can do half scoops, which is perfectly fine for those of you who might want a bit less kick. Or for us, and what we're going to be basing it on is a full scoop, which there's only 20 servings per tub. So that divided obviously by £33.35 is £1.61 a scoop, which is on the more expensive side of life when it comes to pre-workouts. It actually does, unfortunately, fall a 2 out of 5 on the price. But again, stay tuned for that ingredients section where perhaps you'll find that the price is justified.
And a half scoop might be sufficient for more intermediate users.
Yeah.
Therefore, doubling up the value.
Definitely. So yeah, 2 out of 5 on price. Stay tuned for the rest of the sections of this video.
Alright guys, so we've got back from having a hell of a shoulder day where we didn't really want to stop training. But before we get into how we felt it, we're just going to do the usual and run down the list of ingredients.
Hopefully explains why it's what it is.
Yeah, why it's Immortal. So there's 2 different sections for the ingredients. So one specifically targeting pump and one specifically targeting energy and cognitive functions. So first up, in the pump segment, L-citrulline 4 grams.
We're going to be basing these obviously on the 1 whole scoop. So if you are going to be one of the ones that takes half scoop, then quite obviously half the numbers we're giving. 4 grams of L-citrulline is the bottom end of the pump ingredient that is L-citrulline.
Can go up to 8, can't it?
Yeah, I've seen it go up to 8. 6 is what I'd call the optimal dose, the most regular. 4 is the minimum, but it's definitely going to still work and do the job. Obviously that boosts nitric oxide levels in the body, giving you that pump. That's one of the most common pump ingredients we'll see.
Beta-alanine 3.2 grams.
Perfect dose again at 1 whole scoop. 3.2 is the standard amount. That's going to give you that itchy effect, as one psychological effect is what I'd call it. And it's also going to be a lactic acid buffer, so it'll sort of improve your endurance.
Awesome. Next up, betaine anhydrous 3 grams.
So you remember this one?
So this one it improves general health and athletic performance in the sense of boosting strength and endurance.
Cardiovascular endurance.
Yeah, that side
that's why it's thrown into the rage pump and endurance matrix.
Yeah. So that explains that. So next up, we have quite a unique one we did have to do a bit of research on. Glycer pump at 2 grams.
So yeah, we knew obviously of glycerol. The best way to describe glycerol is it's a very potent version of creatine, in that it is a water retention agent. Saturates
the body with fluid.
And yeah, osmosis, for those scientists out there, obviously forces water straight into the muscle cell. It's been shown to decrease urination rates, improve cell volumization through retaining the water. It's a fantastic pump ingredient. And the difference between glycerol powder straight form and glycer pump is that they found that with glycerol powder, its delivery method in drinks and to the body wasn't that efficient. So they've merged it. It's 65% glycerol, and I'm assuming the other 35% is silicon dioxide, which it stabilises the formula, and that's what we believe gave the drink its sort of thicker consistency.
Yeah, sort of clumpier.
But it also does obviously help, therefore, to keep that stabilised in the body. That's why it's a trademark ingredient. You won't see glycer pump in many pre-workouts at all. So it's a very interesting ingredient.
Good one to have in there.
Definitely.
Last up in the rage pump and endurance matrix is L-norvaline at 100 milligrams.
Yeah, so that's a good dose of L-norvaline. That's research suggests that helps boost the body's arginine concentrations, thus improving blood flow and nitric oxide supply. So therefore the pumps are going to be very good because of that ingredient too.
Okay, so moving into the rage, energy and cognitive matrix. First up, we have L-tyrosine at 1 gram.
So that's just, again, general health, but also more in the mood elevation, cognitive improvements, focus side of things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good ingredient. You see that in quite a lot, and especially at 1 gram, that's a fully clinical dose.
Awesome. Caffeine anhydrous, 400 milligrams.
It's a nice high amount of caffeine. Not the highest we've seen, don't get me wrong, but definitely higher than average. Caffeine being the most common stimulant there is.
Yeah.
Definitely at 400 milligrams is going to work.
Sweet. Next up is alpha GPC at 300 milligrams.
So, this one boosts growth hormone. Been shown to do that. I don't know if that's whether it's in turn, but I do know that it also increases strength. It also has characteristics very similar to Huperzine A, which, if you don't know, is a cognitive enhancer. It's used for memory improvement, coordination improvement, etc., etc. All the brain sort of focus and concentration levels.
Sweet. Okay, next up we have Eriagerensis, but on here they got it as the actual full ingredient. Phenolthiol dimethylamine citrate.
Yeah, so we know that's Eriagerensis.
250 milligrams, by the way.
250 milligrams, very nice dose. So that's very similar to DMAA/ephedrine in its effects. So it gives you that mental highness, which obviously is going to put you really in the zone for the gym. And 250 is a nice dose of that.
Awesome. Next up, theobromine, 100 milligrams.
So theobromine, that's your favourite one, isn't it?
That's the the smooth muscle relaxant.
Yes, and the cardiac stimulant. Yeah. So it will improve obviously the heart and blood flow through the body. Again, nice dose.
Okay, next up, Infinergy, which is essentially decaffeine malates, but the patented version. 75 milligrams.
So that's caffeine. It would be caffeine without the malic acid, which has been shown to improve resistance against stress.
Yeah. Tiredness. Like
it will help with endurance.
Cool. So that's to top up basically the existing caffeine anhydrous.
As if it weren't high enough.
Yeah. Next up, Hordenine HCl, 75 milligrams.
So that's a fat burner. Effects similar to bitter orange. Similar. Fat burner. It's a stimulant as well, so it will give you the energy side of that thing as well.
Cool. Next up is, and I'm going to try and pronounce this right, isopropyl norcifranine, 75 milligrams.
So 75 milligrams again is the higher dose of what you'd like to see, so it's definitely good. What it is a fat burner again, similar to Hordenine. This one's similar to Cifranine, obviously with it ending in Cifranine. It's a more powerful version. It digests in the body better and does a more specific job than Cifranine. It targets fat cells a lot better.
Awesome.
Simple.
Next up, Huperzine A, 10 milligrams.
Cognitive benefits, memory improvement, coordination improvement, focus improvement, Alzheimer's and dementia treatment.
Lovely jubbly. Good one to have in there.
Yeah.
And last up, what we always see on these is bioperine, i.e. black pepper extract.
Digestion. And you're going to need it with all these ingredients. So like we said before with the pricing element, yes, you may consider it a bit pricey, but we do have a hell of a lot of ingredients in there. A lot of good ingredients, quite obviously. Bioperine or black pepper extract, what dose? 5 milligrams.
Yeah, the standard.
Yeah, we'll get the job done in trying to get these into the body as quickly and efficiently as possible. So a very nice ingredients list to wrap up. Stay tuned for how we felt they really worked on us. Did they work? Did they not? Stay tuned.
Alright, so moving into the how we felt it section of the effects section.
The bit you've all been waiting for, let's face it. I bet a lot of you skip it to this.
Yeah, who don't care about taste and price. It says to take 1 scoop or half a scoop 15 to 30 minutes before training. We actually felt it kicking in really quite soon.
Yeah, within 5 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah.
We took it and we carried on filming the taste element. By the end of that taste element, we was feeling heated.
Yeah.
The
Heart
effects
rate.
of the beta-alanine, the itchiness was definitely starting to come in quickly. So blatantly a good version of beta-alanine or a fully dosed version of beta-alanine. So that's very good. we're on the drive down to the gym, we both argued that we felt our heart rates increased quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice to know that there are ingredients in there that try and slow it down. There's some that try and speed it up, but the ones that try and speed it up work most. But you can definitely feel that. You feel hot and ready to go.
Definitely revved up. So straight away for stim junkies, this is one we would highly, highly recommend because, yeah, you're going to feel it. You're not going to be not knowing if you've taken a pre-workout. No. There's no two ways about it. You've taken a pre-workout.
Yeah, this is one of the very strong ones.
Yeah.
Strength was up. We both got personal bests on shoulder pressing. Quite easily, I'd argue.
Yeah, no stress really.
No. We through the heating of the body, the thermogenics of this pre-workout, we both felt like warmed up and healthy and non-jointy.
Yeah.
And you definitely felt ready, like you'd done a proper, like, I don't know, 15 minutes warm up on a bike.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's the best way to explain it.
It starts you off on that.
So, yeah, very good pre-workouts. Pumps were really good as well, must admit. I think that's through the glycerol. Silicon dioxide combination.
And the energy levels hold up for a really long time. Like, we finished shoulders maybe an hour, and we were ready to go for another hour or so.
Yeah, you could have definitely done it. It would be one to hold up on a heavy leg long or back day.
100%.
So it's definitely well up there. The only negatives to it perhaps were the heart rate was probably a bit too high, maybe.
Yeah, for some people it might start edging into the unhealthy area of pre-workouts where you have to think about your heart rate rather than focusing on the session. Like sometimes you're not being, oh Jesus.
What makes you sweat out quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
But again, they're minor. They are minor things, and we've had pre-workouts that do that a lot worse than this.
But if you like that side of things, then add that as a positive. But we're trying to look at it in a sense of effects that are positive to training.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. So I've got a number in my head.
Yeah, we've agreed that we would both give this a 4.5.
Out of 5.
Out of 5, yeah, not out of 10, out of 5. Based on our 4 or 5 days worth of use with this. It almost felt like it got better with use, didn't it?
Yeah. And maybe that is what it is. Maybe that is a case of it with those pump ingredients building up in the system. I really do like this pre-workout in its effects. Yeah,
and like we were touching on with the value for money price section, we could confirm now that half a scoop would be enough for intermediate people, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe even take that on lesser intensity days like shoulders and arms or
3/4 a scoop. You mix and match and you find what's best for you. A full scoop will hit the stim junkies definitely.
Yeah.
Can't go. It's ticking a lot of boxes.
Yeah. We're really struggling to find bad points on it. Like we said, the only ones being that it might get a bit too unhealthy for some people, but. Apart from that, it
more and more usage might well bring it up to 4.75.
Yeah. The only thing I would say apart from that perhaps brings it down on our rating is that the focus isn't as good as we have felt in other pre-workouts, is it? I wouldn't say you feel mega dialed in.
Tunnel zone,
but you do, but you do feel very highly stimmed. That in its own right gets you focused to train because you're so revved up. But in terms of mental focus.
Yeah, I'd say it was stimulant energy, then it pumps, and then focus sitting just around pump or just under.
Yeah.
I'd argue it still is an all-rounder pre-workout that's going to be brilliant, and I think we're going round in circles on this one.
Yeah.
But a really good pre-workout that we do like, so 4.5 out of 5 on that. So now,
final verdict.
Final verdict
of Immortal. Okay, so starting on the least important factors. First up is taste,
which we gave a 2 out of 5.
Doable but not enjoyable.
Yeah.
But who cares as long as you can get it in your system and it's not going to repeat on you or give you the shits or whatever.
Potentially try another flavour. I mean, we've got blackberry lemonade.
Yeah. Yeah. So not bad at all. Mixed okay. No worries there. Price was
again a 2 out of 5. More of the ones that's pricey at a full scoop. I do think that you could justify that you would be able to get away with half scoops or 3/4 scoops, bringing that price into the more reasonable. Or just shopping around and seeing how cheap you can get this product.
Definitely.
but price again is not as important as effects.
And you do get a lot for your money as well. Yeah, it's not you know, mugging you off in that sense at all.
No, it's not like you're just paying for just some caffeine and a bit of beat running and that be it.
There's a lot in there. Last up is effects, which
we always say is the most important thing. Effects really good for the reasons in the effects section. 4.5 out of 5. Really, the best part of this pre-workout is its effects. So that's an 8.5 out of 15, which doesn't sound great, we admit, but you do need to remember price and taste, and nowhere near as important as that effects at 4.5. So again, big thank you to Rage Nutrition, to Nick for getting us this sent out for review. Look forward to working with you in the future.
Definitely, and you might even find this pre-workout slips into our top 5 or at least the honourable mention section when we do that again in sort of 6 months' time. So keep an eye out for that as well.
And as always, to all you guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We've got a lot more coming up, so as always,
stay
stimmed.